Currently, close to 1 in 7 people go to bed hungry each night. Global population is expected to pass 9 billion by 2050. And we face extreme risks from human-induced climate change. The world needs a response that is equal to these challenges. Emerging from experiences in Africa and around the world are integrated approaches showing that climate-smart agriculture is part of the solution. Using proven techniques like including trees with crops, mulching, composting, and rotational grazing, together with innovative practices such as developing drought and flood-resistant food crops, better weather forecasting and communications, and risk insurance for farmers, provides a triple win. Increasing agricultural productivity, ensuring farming communities are better able to cope with erratic weather and the growing risks of flooding and drought, and increasing capture and storage of carbon in farmland, while significantly reducing agricultural greenhouse gas emissions.
The objectives of the activity is just to rehabilitate the degraded land, or in another way, to increase land availability by controlling the gullies. This is one objective. The other way is to protect the environment by itself, okay? Not to exceed. The other thing is to upgrade the land productivity and fertility to overall satisfy their food crops and to provide forage for livestock.
Ensuring that individuals and communities have this knowledge allows them to participate in positive action. Communities that adopt these methods can achieve dramatic results. Over the past 3 decades, the Chinese have pioneered the use of biogas and shown how using this to replace firewood protects biodiversity and biomass, while reducing greenhouse gas emissions and improving the lives of the people. China has become a leader in restoring biomass and has accomplished this at a very large scale in the Loess Plateau.
The goal was to give a hat to the hilltops, give a belt to the hills as well as shoes at the base. The hat meant that the top of these hills had to be replanted with trees. The belt meant that terraces had to be built to be used for crop planting and also for trees. The shoes were the dams which we had to build, so that the hills could grow back to life and our economy as well as our lives could improve.
The results exceeded even the designer's imagination and have spurred global interest in the potential of large-scale restoration. One place that is following China's example is Rwanda.
One target is to make sure that we have mapped all those degraded ecosystems and starting by rehabilitating them so they can recover their functions. So I think if we manage to make sure that Gishwati is rehabilitated, maybe why not Rugezi, why not all those hills which are rarely empty, when we can afforest them, plant forest, we can be a leader. You can't be a leader when you only talk.
Science is taking up the challenge to provide farmers with drought-resistant crops.
Particularly if we look at native maises from very drought-prone areas, we're hoping to be able to identify alleles within genes that are particularly good or particularly interesting in drought resistance or heat resistance. So we're also using help from GIS experts in identifying locations where we can find particular native maises to screen for drought resistance. And then if we identify those alleles, they can be moved rapidly into breeding materials and characterized.
Small farmers who use climate-smart agriculture are helping to capture carbon in their soils. A prototypical project in Kenya aims to allow small farmers who increase their soil carbon to access carbon funding. This model could engage large numbers of small farmers in mitigating and adapting to climate change. Farmers and scientists are demonstrating that using climate-smart agriculture can increase farm yields, make the land and people more resilient, and ensure that agriculture is a vital part of the solution to climate change. Unlocking this potential requires collaboration to ensure sufficient investment, communicate best practices, move technologies quickly to the field, strengthen research and monitoring, and to create enabling policies. Humanity is facing an urgent challenge. We have a choice. Agriculture can be part of the problem, or can be a big part of the solution. Why don't we do this on a global scale?